Juan, can you do that? Yeah, there we go.
There it is. Awesome.
Okay. Cool. So we were just going to recap for the recording. We're just going over setting up a Salesforce data source. So we just mentioned setting up a report on Salesforce, including the fields you wish to have in your data source here, and saving it as a public report. And then you're going to grab the prefix here from the URL of the report, and that's our identifier. Then you'll come over back onto Pronto into the form space you're working in and come to data sources. And then you'll choose to create a new data source. Scroll down and you'll have a Salesforce report option here. Give it a name, so it would probably be called account lookup. The retrieval stuff you will leave as it is, and your connection will already be connected. You may want the test sales Glenn connection, I believe. And then all you do is paste in that report ID down here and hit create, and it will go and fetch all the data and pull it across as a data source, and that will update on the ProntoForms system every hour.
So, and now with regards to the fields in the form itself, what additional fields do I need to have in there mapped to that report?
No, so I can help him.
Yeah.
So we just need to get the account name and things that will help your reps know which account they are trying to work on. So a few extra columns we'll put in the report. I assume when they click on it, all those accounts will come. So we can narrow down the report to just be renovation, accounts. So there's things we can do to make it simple for them, but we just need to make the report and that ID links to account name, and then they can see it and pick. Am I getting that right?
Exactly, yeah. So in your report, you can set it that it only includes, based on status, that it's pending or complete, whatever you want to filter out. You pre-filter that in your report, so it only includes relevant data.
Okay, so with regards to the form itself, though, do I need to add a conditional question in there? Is this a new contact or an existing contact?
Yes. So let's go back to your form. Well, so what you can't do with these Salesforce connections is create an account and an opportunity at the same time. You'd need to have the account already there because you can't make a parent and child object simultaneously.
Okay.
So you'd probably need a separate form, which would be a create a new account form, where you just say, give the name of the customer, put in their address, and give the basic information, and you send that first to pre-create the account on Salesforce. And then once that's done, you then do your regular form, and then you'd have that as a selection in the form. Okay, that's generally the out-the-box process. There is a way of getting a little bit more advanced in that you can create an account and put in the details of your opportunity in some custom fields in the account, and then have Salesforce script it out and create the opportunity after the fact. But that gets a little bit more advanced, and it's very much all on the Salesforce side. It's not on the Pronto side for configuring that.
Okay.
So do you?
So within this form itself, then, so for example, if we can go to the form itself, Salesforce. Yep. Go to, I guess, page in question. So
what you'd probably be doing is taking this customer field, changing it from a text box to being a drop down, and linking it to this new account lookup coming from the Salesforce report we just discussed. And then the user can select the customer name, and then it will populate in the facility name, the address, city, state, zip, and everything else you need it to.
Okay, now the control type on those fields, do they have to change, or can they maintain the text field?
They'd need to change, so you'd need to change this one definitely to a drop-down. The other fields can remain as text boxes, but because you're pulling it in from a data source, you'd probably make all of these read-only, because the information should be already correct because it's pulling from Salesforce.
Okay, and then to connect these to the report, how do I do that within the app? Because I've never done this.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know if you've got any data sources in here already. Not really. So you basically, once you've got that data source there, you'll come in to edit the form, and you'd come to your customer question. You need to change the control type and change it to be a drop-down. Save it and confirm. Then you'll go options, data source options, and then you'll have your account lookup displaying here. Obviously, I haven't got it here at the moment to choose it.
Got you.
So I'll choose this one, and then you'll see the columns within your data source. Okay, so I've got some stuff here that I can choose. So you'd probably choose like account name as your first value, and then you'd set up, where's it gone? Maybe I have to choose that first. Okay, yeah. So you choose your account name in here, not the address, and then you have push data to other questions, which you enable, and then you'll select your address, goes to your address question, your city goes to your city question, if there is one. Okay, there's not, but you kind of get the idea. You just point your fields in your form to your source data from your reports.
Okay, and then with regards then to this information actually being pulled in from Salesforce into the form, and I continue filling out the form and I submit it, it's not going to write a duplicate of that information back into Salesforce, is it?
It shouldn't. If you, let me just come out of here, so I'll discard my changes. So in your opportunity or your any connections you have set up, you'll want to make sure in the update query you have it set as updated if exists, do not create new. Okay, and then set this one as, do you want to update last record? Well, you wouldn't map anything you don't want it to write. It can ignore it. You don't have to have everything sending back.
Okay.
Okay, so like if you're selecting an account name, you don't need an account name destination going back because it already exists, because that's what you're pulling it from. You just need the account information to tie it to the opportunity name. So you'd just be using your account field in your opportunity.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because like you've got a name here for the opportunity name, you'd have an account field mapped to your select account question in the form. So then it knows which account it needs to create the opportunity under.
Okay. And then with regards to the other thing is when this is submitted, it's actually creating a PDF document and attaching that into the email and sending that to the manager and so forth. If we want to attach that PDF also to this account in Salesforce,
sure.
What do we need to do there?
That would be done with the account destination. Let me just double check this. I think it's in here. Yeah, so you've got the send attachments in there. Oh, actually, no, is that pictures? No, that is pictures, sorry. So you do it with there's a document type. So you go data destinations, create new, and there is a Salesforce document down here. Okay, and you call it PDF upload to Salesforce, and then your document fields in here, you kind of link a custom field for the account name, so it's tied to the account.
Okay.
Okay. What I can do is I can send you, there's quite a lot of documentation on the support site for setting this stuff up. So I'll send you the links to doing the accounts, the opportunities, and documents, as well as doing data sources. So you've got that all for reference to look back while you're setting this up.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Did you have any other questions, concerns at this point, or?
No.
You have any?
No, you don't. We're good. That was the piece we were missing, is not knowing we did a report.
So yeah, and I'll send you, once the recording gets compressed and does its thing, I'll forward it off to everybody who was on the call, so you guys can review it. Probably be sometime
All right,
in the
guys.
afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Richard.
You're
I
more than
appreciate
welcome.
it. Thank you.
Have a good rest of the day, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.